Que lo que mi gente, que lo que mi gente, como te sientes. Escuchan a mí, mi cula jacula, mi jibariri. Vente aquí conmigo. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. 914, which is kind of New York, doing another live video real quick. Not going to be up here that long. And I find it very interesting that Lonnie One Love continues to go after facts over feelings. One thing I can say, he has never displayed any bad behavior that I know of. A shout out to the chat. But Lonnie One Love, you have displayed different behaviors that is questionable. Questionable. People need to ask questions about you, ma'am. They need to ask questions. And they refuse to ask those questions. They refuse to confront you because you are a doxer. You're a doxer. Yes, you are. Shout out to the chat. I've been home for at least an hour now. An hour. I'm cooking my dinner in the oven. It's simply baked chicken, seasoned, and I have mushrooms and rice on the stove. Shout out to the chat. Now, I saw the video that Lonnie One Love did this morning, and I find it very interesting that you accuse facts over feelings of these different crimes, of these different actions. But wasn't you riding with him for over a year? You introduced him to us. So what's your beef now? Because he put out that sex tape. You shared it, ma'am. You did that. And what did you do when I went up against you? When I started fighting against you? When I spoke up against you? What did you do, ma'am? You called the police. Then you called that hospital I was doing the outpatient program with. Yes, you did. It's on my community wall what the fuck you did. You want me to be homeless. You want me to be without money. Thank God I got enough sense to get up early in the morning and prepare my house and prepare my food and make sure my clothes are correct. This bitch is so miserable. She's accusing facts over feelings with sex torsion. You was a grown woman. You was a grown woman when you went through that issue with him. You should have known better, ma'am. But that tells me and that suggests that you have been sharing sex tape videos and now you want to blame somebody else for your downfall. Shout out to the chat. Lonnie One Love is a snitch. Lonnie One Love is a doxer. Lonnie One Love is a liar. I don't give a goddamn what nobody say. Because I seen what she did to me. I seen what she did to other YouTube creators that went up against her. And that's all this is right now. A propagandist program. She's a propagandist. She's a sabotager. She believes in using espionage tactics to destroy her enemies on YouTube. I don't believe a goddamn word she says. And when she did that video, she laughed. She laughed at these people' pain, their anguish. Can you believe a woman that laughs that loud at other people's pain? She wanted me to be punished. She wanted me to feel the pain. She wanted me to feel the fires of hell. I already been through hell, ma'am. There's nothing you can do. I don't believe a goddamn word this woman is saying. Fuck her. Fuck her. She's a snitch and she's a doxer. And we all know how she gets down when she doxes people. She don't give a fuck if she's destroying children and other women like herself, older women. She don't give a fuck. Fuck Lonnie One Love. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was riding with her for almost 2 years. I watched everything she did. Every live video, every upload, every short at that time. But there was one day she did a live video about that goddamn sex tape. And I questioned her about it. You know what happened? A screaming match ensued. Because she knew I knew the truth. She knew I knew. Now, I'm not saying that Lonnie is not a victim of a certain crime, but bitch, you perpetrated that crime. You did it. You put out that sex tape. That's the only reason why you're going after facts over feelings. He is not what you say. You're a goddamn liar. You're a goddamn liar. And I know you're a liar. Because other YouTube creators that have experienced your wrath all said the same thing about you. They all said the same thing about you, ma'am. I gave her the benefit of the doubt this morning when she did her live video this morning. How dare you talk about a crime and you committed I don't know how many crimes on YouTube. You're a stalker, you're a liar, you're a fraud. You're not supposed to be running no fucking business on YouTube or Instagram, and their shit has not been cleared by the FDA, ma'am. You know it wasn't cleared. Shout out to the chat. Then she went after me and my team over here, my people. Simply, she want me to shut the fuck up. I will never shut the fuck up. Everyone else might be afraid of you. I put my address out there. I put my phone number out there. I put my email address out there. I don't give a fuck. I've been getting crazy phone calls for the last 2-3 months. Shout out to the chat. You know, bitches like her can hide her number, make it appear like it's coming from South Carolina or New York or from somewhere else. I was raised under the voice of Tommy Sotomayor, and other ancient YouTube creators. I know she lies. She's a vicious liar. Vicious. Now that video that brown skinned lady conducted last night where everybody was in the chat, everybody was on the panel, and I saw Will T. Will T is the biggest simp on YouTube. He's thirsty for other women pussy. He don't care about Lonnie. He just cares about fucking her. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, that's why he was up there. Houston. Random Houston. I don't have a problem. I don't have an issue with him. But I started hearing that this man was starting to speak out against me. How dare you? And if there's something I'm unaware of, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to get to the fucking bottom. But I do not believe nothing Lonnie One Love says. She's a liar. She's a doxer. She's a hater. She's a troll. This woman called the police on me a couple of weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago. The police kept getting calls coming to this house. Birdman family is right across the street. They tell me every time the police come to this fucking house. This bitch called the hospital I was going to the outpatient with, shared my YouTube channel, and called me all kinds of sexual deviants. You think I believe anything this bitch says? This bitch is a manipulator of the worst kind. And she learned her craft very well on YouTube and other social media platforms. Now, I've been gracious. But I'm not going to be gracious anymore. Yes, ma'am. You attacked me. You try to get me locked up. You try to get me committed. Yes, it's you, Lonnie One Love. I see you very clear. And you trying to get everybody to turn against Facts Over Feelings. Facts Over Feelings was your best friend. Remember that, man? Before you shared that sex tape, you were the fool. You were the fool. 41 years old and you giving someone a sexual, personal sex video of you and your husband. You should have never did that. The only crime Facts Over Feelings is guilty of is looking at it and sharing it. That's the only crime. But it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But Lonnie One Love, you try to get me locked up. You try to get me committed. So I'm going to do my business, my diligence to address you every time you do a video about him. Facts Over Feelings, move out of my goddamn way. Let me slap this bitch. Shout out to the chat. I know the truth. I know the truth. I know the fucking truth. This bitch is thirsty for money. This bitch is thirsty to get a new life, and she would do anything to get a new life. You better think about the shit you're doing, Lonnie. You better think about it. Because every other YouTube creator you have gone up against, you have accused of the same crimes and situations, the same issue, the same concern. That's what you do. That's your playing card. Your spade can get eaten by a joker. Shout out to the chat. I'm not gonna be over that long. Brown skin lady, she did that video. She did it wonderful last night. Yes, she did. She tried to host it as well as she could. She did not know that there was trolls hitting the panel trying to disparage facts over feeling. I don't give a fuck what he did because I don't do background checks. A shout out to the chat. He's not a murderer. Did he burn down your house? Did he stop your bank account? No, bitch. You know he didn't stop nothing from your life. Your husband put you out. Your husband choked you. Your husband beat you. Address that. But you refuse. You refuse. And it's gonna be what it is. Bitch. Fuck you. Lonnie One Love, I hope you die. You drunk driving bitch. Why don't you talk about your crimes, bitch? You neglect your children. You neglect your husband. You neglect your mother. You neglect your own life. And you want to come up here on YouTube and talk about other people? How dare you? How dare you? I'm out of here. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate everyone that came over. I love you. I appreciate you. If there's something I'm missing, hit the link. The link is dropped. Hit the link if there's something I'm missing. Because I know I'm not missing anything with this bitch spilling her lies and propaganda. That's all this is, a smoke screen. I can see right through it. You mad about that sex tape. You need to go into the bathroom and look in the goddamn mirror. Because that's the one who's destroying you. You, ma'am. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here.